No, don't stop. Keep going. I was loving it. I wish you could see me over here. I'm having a little boogie. I'm singing along. I'm loving it. Hello everybody and welcome to Toilet Talks with me, Ikenna Azuike. Now, if we are to solve all the challenges we face in the world, we need big, bold ideas from inspirational people. And that's where Toilet Talks come in. Toilet Talks is a show about big ideas from the smallest room. Toilet Talks is a show from the water and sanitation champion IRC. With me on the show today is an environmentalist and an activist. She leads many different projects at the Green Africa Youth Organization, from projects about waste and upcycling and creating a youth council to advise the government on climate policy, all the way through to Trees for Biodiversity, for example, a project devoted to boosting biodiversity across Ghana. The lady in question is Betty Osei Bonsu. Betty, hello, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Where are you right now?
In the toilets of Green Africa Youth Organization.
Betty, you do so much. You're at government level, you're doing things. At grassroots level, you're doing things. You train people. You have your own recycling projects. Do you ever get any time to sleep?
Yeah, I do get time to sleep because although I am into those projects, I am part of the project.
And you always make sure you're the boss so you can delegate to everybody else. Is that your secret?
Yes, I do well to make sure that I don't overstress myself.
Well, I need to follow your example there. I agree. No, stress is not good. Stress is not good. In the show, we always ask our guests to share one insight that has impacted them and their life. What is your big insight?
Before you can lead, you have to be a servant. So before you can actually be able to make decisions, before you are able to get to that top position, you have to be with grassroots organization. We want grassroots inclusion, where the community have a say in what they actually want for themselves and put it forward for the government to take solutions.
Who do you think is currently at that top level, CEO, minister, president, prime minister, who should actually be back down at grassroots level?
The president himself.
The president himself.
Yes.
The president of Ghana. You're insisting that actually he gets back down to grassroots level.
Yes.
Paint a picture for me. How would that work? What do you want him to do?
The president himself putting on a jeans, a shirt, with a face cap and walking into the community where nobody might be able to recognize him and just stay for like 2 days and see what actually happens. Walk or drive through the road, drink the water, stay in for the lights and see how all those particular amenities really work.
Wow. I even see like a TV show in this. This sounds like a TV format you've just invented, Betty. What's your biggest concern for your countrymen and women when it comes to climate change?
My biggest concern is that we might not be able to do anything at the long run until we understand the meaning of climate change. And my biggest concern is that the government or all organizations have not been able to explain climate change to the most basic individual. So we keep on having the same cycle, the same repetition, and we still only have the talks without any action.
People, unfortunately, are seeing the impact of climate change. So how much convincing do they actually need?
For example, even when it comes to agriculture, they don't do so well because the weather patterns has changed so much that instead of it to be dry, we are having rainy season. The lands are getting so dry, the crops are all dying, rivers are drying. They're not able to get accessibility to water. So these are how we are able to tell them that this is climate change.
Are you hopeful about the future?
Yes, I am very hopeful about the future because the fact that we've identified that we have a problem when it comes to climate change is already a platform towards change that we want to see in the climate space. So all we have to do is increase sensitization when it comes to climate risk. We have to get education to the basic level, and we have to start championing solutions.
How did you become so passionate about saving our environment? When did it start?
I grew up in a slummy environment where my daily food have to be begged to be cooked. My mother would always go to the market and purchase heads of fish that have been left to be thrown away. And that is one example I've always been using for recycling or recovery when it comes to waste and food loss. That particular experience I've had, even when it comes to some seasons, we get floods into our house and we would have to use pails to fetch out the water. You just stay inside the water and fetch it out because you know that tomorrow it's going to rain again. And all these have inspired my drive towards every environmental work I do. From the flooding, I think of climate change. From the meals I eat daily, I think of waste recycling. And so every distance I have walked to school on a barefoot, I think of a better road. And so every water I drink, I think of a potable drinking water. So all this have inspired me and my works that I do.
Betty, you're giving me goosebumps. It sounds like your mum is very important to you and has been a role model for you.
My mother is a very important person to me and the work I do because in her sense of love for nature, her passion towards the things she does, this has actually inspired me on who I am today.
Oh, she must be very, very proud of you.
Yes, she is.
Are there no moments where she says, "Oh, Betty, please, just stop today. Just give the climate a break at home"? Does she not just, or is it just, "This is Betty, this is how you are"? What does she say to you?
My mother always says, "You rest a little, don't go to work." And I'm like, that's not possible. I have meetings, I have to go to the community.
Toilet Talks is a show from IRC, and IRC believes that tackling the water and sanitation crisis is a way of achieving social justice and creating opportunities for people. And I heard that you are also involved in a water project in Ghana. Can you tell me a bit about it?
Apart from water, it also helps the women in the various communities that we work with. Usually at the end of the month, they see their menstrual period. Without the accessibility to water, they are not able to be clean or to keep themselves clean to be able to go through that particular month. So that is one idea that inspired us on actually getting the water available for them to be able to use. If not, they have to walk distance to go and fetch water. When they walk distance, then they don't go to school. When they don't go to school, they don't get education on climate change. So there are some connections. The children are also left to just go to the stream to go and fetch water. This water is not clean, and when it goes into the system of these children, they can get a lot of diseases, which is hindering them from going to school.
It's an important message that you're sharing, because a lot of people think about, for instance, the Sustainable Development Goals very separately. It's poverty, it's gender equality, it's access to food. But when you tackle water, you're affecting development, you're affecting education, you're affecting gender equality. So I can understand why you choose to focus on water. Betty, are you sure you shouldn't start a career in politics? In 2 years, I'm not going to be referring to you as President Betty Osei Bonsu.
Do you know my aspiration? My aspiration is to be the vice president in the next 5 years.
Why? Why only the vice?
It's what I want to be and not what people see me or they want me to be. I want to be at the back and do the work.
You like rolling your sleeves up and really, really putting in the hours doing the work.
Yes, I want to get digging. I want to go digging.
You're unstoppable. Something else that connects people is music. And I'm reliably informed that you can sing. Is there a song? Give me a song. Let's say, give me a song that you think embodies connection between people.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a better place. So let's start giving. There's some choice making. I think I can stop there.
Oh, yes. No, don't stop. Keep going. I was loving it. I wish you could see me over here. I'm having a little boogie. I'm singing along. I'm loving it. In Toilet Talks, we give our guests the opportunity to flush away something that they don't like. Okay?
Okay.
So, Betty, what would you like to flush?
I would love to flush environmental injustice when it comes to waste workers.
And why? Why is that so important for you?
Because they are key when it comes to waste management. However, they've been looked down upon and their works are not recognized. So that's the reason why, with respect to our project, we look at formalizing the informal waste workers. These individuals are stigmatized when they go to the hospitals, when they join the public transportation, when they go house to house to collect waste. However, 51% of the waste collected is done by the informal waste workers. So this is the time for us to prioritize their works because they really matter. And thus, we have to detain from the injustice and the stigmatization that we give to them.
Very clear, very clear. Okay, we'll count down, okay, and then we're going to flush away injustice and stigmatization of waste workers in Ghana.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, flush it.
You've been a wonderful guest, Betty. Thank you very much. But tell me, who should be our next guest? Who would you like to pass on the role to?
Okay, I would love to pass on the role to the Minister for Environment and Sanitation in Ghana.
Okay, so say we succeed and I have him opposite me sitting on his toilet. What should I tell him he needs to focus on first?
Since he's the Minister for Environment and Sanitation, I would want him to focus on the slums we have in Ghana, the slummy areas where houses don't even have toilet or even water. So those are the areas I would want you to focus with him on.
Very clear. That's a very clear mission for him. Coming straight from Betty Osei Bonsu. I'm going to tell him. I hope we get him. Listen, Betty, it's been fantastic. You've been fantastic. I'm so grateful that we got to speak to you. I wish you all the very best with your activism.
Same here.
And with your singing career, maybe.
Yes, thank you.